Hey, it's Alex with your Biz Tank, and thank you for watching how to use Gmail for real estate. Now, we've broken this down into a two-part segment, and today we're going to go over everything in part one. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, what you're going to learn is how to collaborate and organize. Specifically, we're going to go over 3 of the 5 Gmail strategies that we've put together. We're also going to learn how to collaborate with your clients using Google Calendar, GChat, and Google Docs. Now, in part 2, we're actually going to focus more on your database, how to use Gmail and Gcontacts as a database. Also, we're going to go over 14 Gmail add-ons that you might not know, but you're going to be glad that you found out about. Also, we're going to touch a little bit on, in part 1 and part 2, on Google+. Should you use it for your business? And lastly, in part 2, I'm going to show you a tool on how to schedule your post to Google+. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, before you get to do anything that I'm about to tell you today, I want you to do these 3 things. This is your checklist. So I want you to set your profile picture, meaning this is for your Google Plus profile. This is also the little icon in the top right corner. If it still looks like a shadow of a person, make sure you have either a picture of yourself, your logo, whatever you're using Gmail for, make sure that that profile picture reflects you. Next, I want you to set up an email signature. Now, a lot of people don't take advantage of the bottom part of that email. This is where you can add social plugins. This is where you can add maybe a mini testimony, maybe some statistics. In real estate, we rely heavily on days on market or list to sales price. If yours is really good and really low, or your list to sales price is really close to 100%, share it. Share those things with people you're emailing. Also, some people don't use it as a call to action. Don't forget, this is a free, easy way to plug whatever you want to plug at the bottom of your emails. So maybe do a call to action and switch up those different calls to action. All right, the next thing, which is probably the hardest, is cleaning out your inbox. So make sure that you have a clean inbox to start fresh with what I'm going to show you today. All right, so here are the 5 strategies that your BizTank has put together, and we're going to go over 3 of them today. I'm going to show you how to organize your emails, share and collaborate, connect and engage. In part 2, we're going to focus more on faster responses and enhancing your Gmail experience. All right, so let's focus on organizing. There's 2 ways you can actually organize that we're going to go over today. One is using folders, and one is using labels. So let's kind of go over the 2 different options of organizing your emails. First are folders. Now, you can use folders to organize your emails by organizing them by client name, maybe a client address, buyers or sellers. Maybe they're even organizing them by leads. Also, you can do this on a personal or professional level, or really anything. Organize your emails however you see fit using folders. Now, what folders do is it actually takes the email out of the inbox and puts it away. So it's basically like filing a piece of paper in a filing cabinet is what you're doing. Okay, so next is labels. Now, you use labels to categorize your emails. Think of this as having a big stack of paper on your desk, and you're not putting them in a filing cabinet, you're just organizing them in different stacks, but they're all still in your desk. That is essentially what labels do. It keeps it in the inbox, but it labels it so you know exactly where to look for that specific email. And again, you can organize this by client name, client address, leads, and you can label it whatever you want to label it, but it keeps it in the inbox. All right, so the difference between the 2, again, folders take the email out of the inbox. Labels actually keep it in, but it categorizes it while it's in the inbox. You can also do both, actually. You can label an email and then stick it in a folder. Basically, labels just make it easier to find emails within your Gmail. Okay, so the next part is sharing and collaborating. Now we're going to go over specifically using Google Calendar and Google Drive. Now, Google Calendar is one that you can do a lot with. We actually use it in-house here at Your Biz Tank, but I'm going to show you how it translates to the real estate industry. So when you create an event on your Google Calendar, you're going to look at something that kind of looks like this. You can create an event for whatever you want. I mean, it could be for work, it could be for personal, it could be something, for a meeting, a showing, anything. This is an example I'm going to show you where you can incorporate collaborating with your clients or your team members. So this event specifically is for house hunting. So I have plugged in, the subject right where it says house hunting. I've plugged in the date, the time. You can actually invite guests to any event. So in this case, if I'm going house hunting as a real estate agent, I might invite my clients. If there's one buyer or 17 buyers, hopefully there's not 17 buyers, you can invite them all to this one event. Also, you can put in where you're going to be meeting. So maybe you plug in the first address of the house that you're going to meet at, or maybe you're meeting at your office and you're all going to ride together. Wherever you're meeting, you can put the address right in here so everything is clear, when it is, where it is, and who's coming with you. All right, so specifically with Google Calendar, you can, again, schedule showings, schedule meetings, but more importantly, inviting your clients or coworkers to an event. And what this does is it sends them an email just basically announcing that they're invited to this specific event, and it shows up in their Google Calendar. Pretty cool, huh? So now they won't miss that appointment because it's in their calendar. They were emailed the announcement and so on. So you can use this again for meeting with clients. You can use this for meeting with coworkers. You can use this on a personal level as well. Again, I have another tip for you actually. Sharing your Google Calendar with your team. Now this is not just events. You can actually share your entire calendar. So for example, maybe you have an assistant that creates appointments for you. Maybe they contact the lead and then they set up that listing appointment for you. So instead of calling you to see when you're available, you can just share your Google Calendar with them. They can view it with their own Gmail login, and they can see when you're free and when you're busy. And they can schedule your appointment automatically, invite you to that calendar event, letting you know what it's for and where you need to be, and schedule that appointment for you without ever picking up the phone to call you. Things will happen quicker this way. This is just an example of how you can utilize sharing your entire calendar with anybody. All right, let's move on to Google Drive. Now, this is one of my favorite things within Google. I use this personally, and here at Your Biz Tank, we use this a lot. Think of it like Dropbox. You can access documents from anywhere. They actually have apps for your smartphone, for your iPad or tablet, and then obviously you can access it from any computer. You can actually store any document. If you see over to the right, it says document, presentation, spreadsheet, any forms, and any folders or drawings, and there's actually a few more options. But this essentially is any Word document, any PDF, any Excel spreadsheet, any PowerPoint, and the list goes on. So you can store documents just like you would in Dropbox here on Google Drive. You can actually share documents as well, where you can share specific documents or you can share the whole folder of documents. You can collaborate with your team or your clients or whoever you're sharing your documents with, where they can edit or add, to that document, and you can as well. You can also have control over your documents, meaning if you create a document and you share it with your team members or whoever you're sharing it with, but you want to have control of who else can see that document, you can actually lock it down. So either people can or cannot edit that specific document, and you can lock it down so that nobody can share it with anybody else. So you have total control over that specific sensitive document. And lastly, you can organize yourself here too. You can create folders. Maybe you're going to use this to create folders for each client or each closing that you have. You can then utilize Google Drive to maybe upload your contracts to store them in a safe place where you can access them anywhere at any time without having to carry around a flash drive or having to, take up space on your computer. You can upload it to Google Drive and organize yourself here and save things for later. So again, a contract is a really great example of how you can use this in real estate. Actually, when I was still in real estate full-time, I used Google Drive to store my documents. I would upload all the PDFs here, and instead of giving them copies, or in addition to giving my client copies, I would store everything in Google Drive and lock it down and only share it with them so they can see the contracts and the addendums and everything involved in that transaction. But I still had it as well, and I controlled who had access to it. So pretty cool. All right, the next step is connecting and engaging. And we're going to specifically talk about Google Chat, which I call GChat, and Google+. So GChat is one that I don't think a lot of people utilize. I'm one that does chat a lot. So if I see a little green dot next to your name, I'm probably going to chat you. But this could be any clients, any team members, again, family or friends, anybody that you're emailing on your Gmail account. What happens is the most frequently emailed people on your list will show up in a little GChat list on the left side of your Gmail screen. And the chat box looks something like this, where a little green dot will be next to the email address or the name, and you see the green dot means that they are online. If it's, yellow or red or maybe gray, it means they're not available. So this is kind of like the Facebook chat, if you've ever done that on Facebook, where it shows if they're there or not. Again, the green dot means that they're there, and you can chat them or video chat or even call them through your GChat. And this is great to maybe just send a little quick reminder instead of texting or calling somebody. If they're online, you can chat them really quick and say, hey, did you get that contract I just sent you? Or hey, do you have any questions on that addendum that I sent over for your signature? And the list goes on. So it's just a quick way to get quick responses and to interact with anybody. And Google+, this is one where you can connect and promote and hang out. Now, Hangout is actually kind of like Skype. And you can also maximize your exposure with Google+. You can actually create not only a personal page here, but a business page as well. And you can kind of think of Google Plus like Facebook. It's very similar to Facebook, but they do have more options here. Like the Google Hangouts, where you can video chat, not with just one person like Skype or FaceTime, but you can actually have a whole group of people. So instead of meeting at the office, if your team is all in remote locations, or if you have a quick meeting where everybody's at home, they log into a Google Hangout and you all can chat and see each other in one Hangout room. Pretty cool. Now, promoting and connecting is very, very similar to other social platforms, but again, it's just offering a little bit more in a different way, and we'll go over more details in part 2 of this series. I have a few tips for you here too. I suggest using Google Chrome. Now, Google Chrome is just like Safari, and it's just like Internet Explorer, but it does some things a little bit different. There are actually Google Chrome add-ons, which we'll go over again a little bit more in part 2, but start using it. You can download it for free. You can start using it today for free. I want you to practice. Practice organizing your emails and folders. Get things out of your inbox and organized so that you can find your emails easier. Also, start using Google+. Start to put your feelers out to get used to using Google+ and the other things that we went over today. Use folders that I mentioned. Use labels, all of that. Download apps to your smartphone and your tablets and your iPads. There's an app for every single Google platform. Google Gmail, you can do Google Calendar, Google Docs, and the list goes on. And fill out your Google Plus profile. So make sure you have a profile picture, make sure your information is completely filled out, and Google Plus will help you step through setting up that profile. All right, so thank you for tuning in to Gmail Part 1. If you have any questions, please contact us at yourbiztank.com. Hopefully you learned a couple things and a couple strategies to using Gmail in your real estate business. Stay tuned to Part 2 because we're definitely going to go over a lot more how to enhance basically your entire experience with Gmail, and you won't want to miss my tip on how to schedule posts to your Gmail, your Google Plus account. We'll see you later.